Welcome to Butterflies of Wisdom, everyone. And as you guys probably know by now, I was in a car accident, a small car accident on Tuesday. I was able to walk away from the car accident. And so as my guest repeated me this morning, she is left and standing, and we can't keep good women down. So without further ado, I'm going to let Miss Diana take it away.
Good morning. Good morning. My name is Diana Dungy. I'm calling in from Katy, Texas. I am an author, a publisher, and a prayer warrior. Plus, on top of that, I am a faith warrior. I have 3 daughters, 11 grandchildren, and 1 amazing great-granddaughter. And God is the center of my life, and I just thank Him for the opportunity to be on Butterflies of Wisdom today. And I'm just looking forward to an awesome interview.
Well, that's one way to start an awesome interview. And now to backtrack for 2 seconds. You said the number 11 grandchildren?
11 grandchildren.
11. My goodness. Were they all at your house for Christmas, I presume?
Usually, but this time I went over to my daughter, so we all met over there. Her house is bigger. So.
Okay. Well, 11 grandchildren, my God. That's more deep than I can handle. I teach about 10 kids, so I know how difficult it is from a teaching standpoint. But I couldn't imagine having 11 grandchildren. I could not. So, Diana, why did you do the book? Why did you write the book? Was it a calling to write the book from God, or was it you just wanted to write the book?
I believe it was a calling to write the book from God. From my life experiences, He says that I have a story to tell that could help others that were going through similar situations or different situations that will try to take you down and cause you to be discouraged and give up on life. But through faith and prayer, I keep going. Faith and prayer.
And that's the good thing to faith and prayer. So could you please explain what life tragedies you have been through, or do you want people just to read the book?
Well, since the age of 13, I've been in a hospital every year from either accidents, sicknesses, or some type of situation. And because of that, and because I'm still here, I've been pronounced at least 3 times in my life where they were saying clinically dead, and I'm still here to talk about it. So I believe that God used my life and the situations I went through so that I could talk about it, share it, and help others that are going through as well.
Well, I've been pronounced clinically dead twice, I think. Twice, yeah. Me, twice. And so I believe we're on the same path, Diana, because higher power is using us to tell our stories and make the world a better place. I know that for a fact. So could you please explain to my audience what the most scariest moment was through all this?
One of the most scariest moments through situations I dealt with, I believe it was the time my motorcycle came through my window, and went to the hospital unconscious. I woke up in the hospital, but that got to be a habit after a while, waking up into the hospital, not knowing where I was. And this particular time, after I was released, I went home, and as I was showering different blood and glass off of me, I went blind. So to just be in an environment where you cannot see anything. It caught me off unawares, not knowing what to do. I think that was the scariest moment of my life. And because of that, now I train myself to walk around with lights off and everything just so that I will never have to encounter a situation like that again.
So you, as you were showering, let me get this straight. Okay. My fan base was majorly confused, but as soon as Wynn gets herself straightened out as to what Diana just said, I will explain it to you guys. So basically, a motorcycle comes and hits you, and it goes through your car window. Obviously, you get taken to the hospital, unconscious. You get released from the hospital, and then go home and shower blood and grass off you, which would have been a frightening thing to begin with. And then you go blind in the shower?
In the shower.
Oh my!
In the shower.
Oh my goodness! Oh
and I was totally alone. I guess it was so blasted they were not able to get out, or I don't know why I was still embedded in my hair. So apparently when I pulled out a piece, it must have touched some type of nerve in my brain cell. It was connected to my sight.
Oh my goodness. My God. So how did you recover from that? Temporary blindness.
Just reaching around trying to find out how to turn off the water and how to get out of the tub and then out of the shower and just finding my way through the house in order to get to a phone to call someone. And it seemed like it took forever. I don't know. And from that, I don't remember if I passed out again or what happened. I just remember that incident. And then I guess after that, somebody must have came and took me to the hospital. I can't even tell you.
You
I
don't
remember
any of it.
Mm-mm.
Well, geez. Here I am complaining that I walked away from a car accident, and the cop said to me on Tuesday, "Is your name Rihanna?" I said, "Yes." "Hi, nice to meet you." I knew what she wanted to do. The reason why she was saying, "Hi, nice to meet you," is because she wanted to tack on $1,000 ambulance ride. And I said, "No, I am not injured. I don't need it."
Mm-hmm.
And turns out when I got home on Tuesday afternoon, it tripped in my brain after my brain just got shocked from being in a car accident that my back was internally bruised. Now, with internally bruising, you can't do anything. So what did I do? I put heat on it the next day, and I'm lucky enough to have a back brace, which protects my scoliosis. And so what am I doing? I'm wearing a back brace just to give my back a little extra support. But my situation wasn't like yours, temporarily blindness. So that being said, what has been your favorite moment in all this?
My favorite moment in all that I went through, I believe, is each time I went through a tragedy, God always brought me through. And so my favorite moment is just being thankful to God that He brought me through, and He let me know that there's nothing too big or hard that He cannot handle. And if we just trust in Him, He can bring us through it.
Now, you said to me before we started this phone call, or you definitely said it at the top of this phone call, you're a publisher as well. Do you publish other people's books, or do you just publish your own, call yourself a publisher?
Well, I self-published my own. I've written 4 songs for a minister of music, and I've done 3 books for a youth pastor. And I've always, so that's the publishing part. I've always helped other people edit and do their books. So I just decided, I should be able to do mine. I help everybody else with theirs.
Yeah. Yeah. See, that's the funny point. See, I published my book long before I knew what I was doing. Now, I offer consulting to those who want it on book publishing because I think everyone has a story to get out and everyone says I want to write a book, but yet they don't know how to do it.
Right. And some just don't want to go through.
Some just don't want to go through. They just don't want to go through. And so what would be the best tip for aspiring writers listening to this podcast right now?
The best tip as far as publishing a book?
The best tip in starting somewhere. It doesn't have to be publishing. It just has to be simply putting one word down on a page.
I'll tell you, because it took me, I believe I first started trying to write a book in 2005. And I got to the 14th chapter, kind of put it aside. When I got back to the book, I could not find it anywhere in my computer. Nowhere could I find even the things I had written down. I tried again in 2016, and I had 5 books on the table that I was going back and forth, so I procrastinated. I kept putting it off, not really giving it the attention that I should have, and after I came from Iowa, came back to Houston, I lost those books as well, and I felt like it was because I procrastinated, because I just didn't go forth with it, that I allowed time to get past me and kind of lost the flavor for it. So I would say that once you get motivated, go forth. Don't let anything deter you. Yeah. Don't let anything come in place of it. If you know that that's something that you want to do, if you know that's a calling that God has for you, do it. Give it your all. And I'll tell you, I did 5 books from May 17th through October because I said, okay, Lord, forgive me for not giving it the time and the attention you told me to. But if you would give me that zeal again, if you would give me that motivation, that drive, I promise you I will get to it and I will do it and I will finish it. And because the Lord gave it back to me, I completed the books and published them myself. 5 books from May to October of 2017.
That is wonderful. But do you think technology had a ghost that ate the books, or do you think you just let time procrastinate enough that technology said, we're done, we're hiding these books?
You know what? I have no idea how I could lose the books in my computer. To this day, I'm just
no idea.
No idea. I said, well, sometimes things happen, and I would say sometimes the Lord will test us. He will test our faith. He will test our commitment, and He will allow things to happen. That's just my view of it.
Yeah, I think someone tested your commitment to publishing a book.
Somebody.
And something happened there. And sorry about that, you guys. You probably heard a doorbell ring in the background of my house. I'm having chaos at my house today. Chaos, but welcome to life. Welcome to Butterflies of Wisdom. Chaos, basically. So, needless to say, I closed the door from chaos. So I wanted to ask you, Diana, if you had to be educated by anyone inside or outside your field of ministry, who would it be and why?
I would say my mother. My mother has always been my role model from the time I was able to understand the reason why she does things till she passed away in my bed. She's always been the one that I know I could go to and get the right type of advice. She taught me by example. I'd watch her walk, I'd watch her go through things and seeing how she handled it, and that caused me to be a stronger person. It caused me to be a woman of faith. It caused me to be a woman of God. It taught me how to pray and depend on God and to just decrease in myself. So I would say it's my mother. I would use, and I do use, the same methodology that she uses, and that's my faith and belief in God.
Well, that's a beautiful, beautiful person to be educated by. I also lost my mom, well, my biological mom, at an early age. She was 59. I was 23 when she went into the hospital with a brain aneurysm. Turns out they cured the brain aneurysm, but she passed away of viral meningitis, and we still can't figure out why the hospital wasn't on top of viral meningitis at the time. Yeah, maybe I have to write a book next year about that and figure out and do some investigational research on that. Yes, you guys, I'm going to write a book in 2018 on viral meningitis and do some research on that because I need answers. I need answers. And hospitals don't admit to what they have done. And so when you go into the OR, it's when you go into the emergency room and get admitted to the hospital, it's scary. It's scary, and I hate to say it, but healthcare is not getting any better. God is. God is. He is getting better. Healthcare is getting worse. I hate to get political on this podcast, but healthcare is not getting any better.
Not at all. You know, I so agree with you. I so agree with you about the hospital. That's going to be one of my books as well because I'd rather stay home than go to a hospital. Yeah. I mean, I have had some doozies of experiences with hospitals. It just doesn't make any sense. You would think they'd be there to help you and try everything they could to make things better, but I'm sorry, I just don't see it like that.
I don't see it like that either. I have two, and that's why I refused to go check myself into the ER Tuesday after my car accident. I said, no way. As long as I'm not in the walk-in, and if I needed the ambulance, I would have taken it, but I said, no way. No way. As long as I can walk after this car accident, I'm perfectly fine. The cop was so shocked when I said I'm not injured. I knew exactly what happened to my back. So I said I'm not injured, number one. And don't take me to the hospital because that's just going to lead me to more problems. Yeah. And so I'm going to write a book on viral meningitis and do some research on that because I need answers. And so I want to ask you, where can people find you and where can people find your book?
Well, I'm on in Amazon. You can either look under my name, Diana Dungy, Dungy, or look under one of my main titles is Faith is No Accident. I also have a book written, A Dream, which was not a dream at all, because the Lord deals with me through dreams, and I believe that's a calling as well. And I also wrote a book on Harvey, the Hurricane of Hope, because I believe that with the chaos that's going on in this world, and it seems like there's a lot of, like they say, racial problems, I believe that the Lord allowed Hurricane Harvey to show us that people can come together and help one another regardless of race, color, creed, economic status, or anything. This was one of the most amazing situations that I have seen as far as being your brother's keeper. And that's why I call it Harvey the Hurricane of Hope. And then I believe that God was so pleased with the way that people came together that he allowed us to win the World Series.
Oh, God.
That was like
I believe that, too.
I really believe that, too. Yeah. You see, there wasn't very many lives taken, and there wasn't any wind. I believe that this was a test for humans, and I also believe that this was a warning. It's time for us to get our act together.
It's so funny, you guys, because I'm now publishing, I will be, as of January, in the process of publishing a book with a publisher who's based out of Houston, Texas. And the reason why I chose Houston, Texas, of all places, is because I worked with this woman previously, and then something, my mother told me in a dream to basically work with this woman again, pick me as a publisher out of Houston, Texas. Turns out her house was flooded, so she told me this via phone, and I'm like, I need to work with you because you need my paycheck to help you pay for your house.
Mhm.
And so I'm working on that project, you guys, and I'll let you know when that actually happens. But it's funny, Diana, how the Lord works in mysterious ways.
Well, I mean, he's so strategic. He already, like he said, he knows our endings from our beginning. Yeah, he's very strategic.
Yeah.
We don't even know why and when things happen or how, but as we go down the road, all of a sudden things just start falling into place. He already has it set up.
Yep.
That's how
exactly.
awesome he is.
So, yes, he is awesome. Yes, he is. He proves to me on Tuesday how awesome he is. He definitely proves to me on Tuesday how awesome he is. He made me walk away from that car accident and not go to the hospital, which I'm very, very, very lucky that But not to say that I refused the ambulance ride. If I needed it, I would have taken it. But since I didn't need it, I decided not to take it because ambulance don't mix well with cerebral palsy and me, and a hospital doesn't mix well with me. So I was lucky enough to not be injured when I needed to go to the hospital. So, Diana, I know you have questions for me, which I want you to ask me now.
Okay. I would ask you, how did you get better instead of becoming bitter with all that you've gone through?
Well, for those of you who do not know, I have cerebral palsy, and I had cerebral palsy for 30 years. And how I got better instead of getting bitter is through my faith and through my love of my family. Through the love of my family. I mean, I was lucky enough to be blessed with a family who has and had the financial means to pay for surgeries, get me health insurance for many, many years, and to pay for hospital stay, to pay for all these therapies privately. Otherwise, I would have been a mess without these therapies. OT, occupational therapy, speech therapy, physical therapy. And so I did not start using vocational rehab which vocational rehab is for those with disabilities until I was 30 years old. I did not start using the system until I was 30 years old because I was so lucky enough to have not only the good faith in the Lord, but have the financial means to have all the blessings that I do. And so I want to give it back to those who are less fortunate.
Awesome. Can I ask you one more question?
Yes, go ahead.
Because with cerebral palsy, it says usually it's a neurological issue, and it usually happens at birth or else through a tragic, some type of trauma.
Yeah.
So was yours at birth or?
Mine was at birth. You can also develop CP in the womb. I believe that I developed CP in the womb. There were other complications with my mother that caused my CP. I'm not blaming my mom by any means, but she had asthma, and at the time she was on strong asthma medications, and so I believe I developed CP in the womb, but yes, I got CP at birth.
It's a blessing because I see sometimes it really affects a person's cognizant and their memory and the whole rational part of their thinking. But you seem to be very well versed and competent and able to, and very cognitive, shall I say.
Well, thank you for saying that. But yes, CP manifests its way in different people. CP manifests in different people differently. But again, I was lucky to get the appropriate doctor care, and I was lucky enough to get the appropriate medications from the beginning. And day one, I started having PT, and day one, coming out of the womb. And so I was lucky enough to work with leading speech pathologists, not in the state of Colorado. I actually flew to Charlottesville, Virginia to learn how to speak with one of the leading speech pathologists in the country, and she was a faculty member at the School of Speech Pathology for the University of Virginia. And my speech pathologist, how I got connected with this woman who has since passed on. And my speech pathologist was friends with this woman. So basically the power of my network said, let's get the best care for Wynn, and let's not stick it in a home, because a lot of the 60s, 70s, and 80s and early 90s, the doctors were telling parents to stick these kids in homes, and I think I was the last family to get that news, and my mom said, no way, with her mom in the room. And so she, and so basically her mom and my mom teamed up, and they said, no way, no how, you're going to stick this child in a home. We'll take her home. We'll accept her the way she is. We'll give her the medical care. We'll do whatever we can to make this child functioning.
Awesome. Yeah. You know, they say love covers a multitude of sin, but love also...
Yes, the power of love. The power of love also helps.
Is Wynn your real name?
Yes. Wynn is my real name. It's my biological name, and it's my legal name, and spelled W-I-N. And how I got that name is by my mom's mom. My mom's mom, my paternal grandmother, was named Wynn, and so she was actually named Pauline using the middle name of Winifred, and turns out she actually switched it to Winifred as her first name, and then switched it, and then thought Winifred was too old and too fuddy-duddy, and then switched it to Wynn, W-I-N. So that's where I got my legal name. So yes, Wynn
It's almost
is my
like
legal
back
name.
in the Bible days, you know, they named their children according to situations. And so your mom
exactly.
just said, hey, I have a winner here.
Exactly. No
matter what, she's a winner.
No matter what. Yes. But yes, exactly. I'm going to name this child Wynn, and she's going to use it proudly. No, when I wrote my first book, I had the hardest time coming up with a title for it because I wrote it immediately after I left my mom. And so I thought about it one day, and I thought, why not stick my legal name in in front of my legal name. So my original book is titled I, Win. And people just love it because it's like, I, Win? What is this? And the way my name is spelled is a W-I-N. So that attracted a lot of people too, because they not only wanted to read about cerebral palsy, but they also wanted to read a book with the title Win in it. Jeez. And so it's pretty cool having the name of Win. It's pretty cool. Even though people spell it wonky all the time. People spell my name wonky all the time. W-Y-N-N, and then they think my last name is my first name, and it's like, no, it's W-I-N. And so I sound like a little idiot. But in the long run, it's the coolest name ever.
It is. I agree.
Yes. Yes. Well, I would love to thank Diana for coming on and sharing her story. And I will put this podcast episode out. This will be the first podcast of January of 2018 because it will go out on Tuesday. My God. So I got one for the books of 2018. My God, I didn't realize that was going to happen. But I hope you guys have a safe and a happy new year and a creative 2018. And I hope you guys get all the wishes in 2018 that you wish for, whether it be transferring jobs, getting good health back, or whether it be just being more creative financially or more creative physically. And I have a huge announcement for you guys next week that I'm working on. And so you guys need to tune in and hear that huge announcement, speaking of creativity. And I would like to thank, again, Diana for coming on and sharing the story. And I hope you guys enjoyed another fabulous episode. Thanks to you guys.
Thank you for having me. Be blessed.